Okay, so I got to fix the Newton Crouch spreader here. Timothy broke a leaf spring on the front axle. You see we take that axle off, and I'm trying to press it down. It was really kind of a pain in the ass. I ended up loosening up the nuts on the shackles and then bringing them back up into the right position so that I could, get the spring. Oh, excuse me, it's early morning. Get the spring where it belongs so that I can put it, on there and get it welded right. Now, welding springs is not generally the recommended method of fixing leaf springs. Normally, you break a spring, you throw the spring away, and you get a new spring set made up, and you're good to go. Well, like I said later in this video, is that we are almost done putting fertilizer down, and I have welded springs before. I am not afraid to do stuff like that. It's all a matter in cooling the spring. Now, if you use like a 7018 rod, it's going to be too brittle and it will break. There's no flexibility there. 6013 rods are okay. They're great, 60,000 tensile strength, but I won't get the penetration that I would with a 6011 rod. And really, honestly, I'm cleaning it up. You got to have it nice and clean. With a 6011 rod, you don't have to have it super clean like you would with a 7018. Because 7018, you get any bit of dirt in there and it just weakens that weld down to, it makes it brittle and it's weak and it breaks, So I found that 6013 and 6011 rods work very well. So I weld that leaf spring. I bevel cut it so that it's within like a 1/16 of an inch being a point on both sides of that spring, and I'm done with that now. Now I'm welding the buggy frame itself. But I do that, and then what I'll do is I'll lay 3 or 4 welds into that bevel to get it good penetration and filled in. I'll weave it over the top, and then what I'll do is I will weld up the sides of this leaf spring on either side of the broken part, and for added strength. And so that's what's going on with that's what I was doing. Now I'm putting the bolts back in, and I will be putting the tire back on here pretty soon, and that'll be the end of the repair. I do discuss it a little bit later in the video, but anyway, like I said, we're gearing down. I'm just about done putting dry on. I know I've only got 2 farms of liquid to do yet, and I have to be careful. I have to get a lot done quick, and that's why I need both spreaders going, because me and Dad get so far ahead of Tim with the sprayer. So you saw a 24-minute job done quite quickly because I've sped it up. I don't know if I talked over it yet or not, but I have. So Timothy's over there. He's greasing it up because, you got to grease these things every once in a while. There was a crack here. I started welding in AC and switched over to DC, and as you can see, I can knock the slag off. I let it cool naturally.
Another one on the other side.
Yeah, but it'll be alright. They're okay. They crack, no matter what you do, they crack there. These buggies aren't really built like the one that Pequea makes. Pequea makes a hell of a buggy. If you look at the way this thing is built here, to that point, it's really kind of stupid. This bracing was added later, this one on top, which helped, but not great. But if you look at the Pequea, it's done very, very well. I'm not going to show Tim's ass crack, only half his ass. Did you hit your head again? So anyway, we're trying to get this dry on as quickly as we can now. As you can see, I'm still in a sweatshirt. Things have turned greener than green in the last couple of days because we've had some nice rain. It was a fast, hard thunderstorm, but it dumped 1 6/10 inches, but the grass was high enough to hold the water from running away. So all the fertilizer went where it was supposed to be, which is in the ground at the root zone, along with the potash, sulfur, nitrogen from that ammonium sulfate, and the liquid, the 32%. So anyways, that'll lead me into another story, but I don't know. My dad was spraying up there at Point Mountain, and a guy stopped him and was having all sorts of fits of conniption because we were spraying chemicals on the beautiful, beautiful grass that's growing up there. Now, he just put straight nitrogen, 32% down there with no chemicals in there other than nitrogen. And this guy was on the phone calling a park ranger because, you know, we were poisoning the earth again. So we're not poisoning the earth, we're just putting fertilizer down, which, you know, enhances the growth. It's, you know, it is what it is. You know, but some people out there think they know better than we do, and you just can't, you can't cure stupid, right, Tim? You can't cure stupid. I mean, I don't want to put anything out there that's going to cause me to die early, you know, because I'd do it wrong anyway. So anyways, we're done, almost done with liquid nitrogen. I've only got a little bit left. Both sprayers are full. I have a yellow tank. I got, what, 23, 33, 37. Yeah, I've probably got about 45 to 5,000 gallons left. And when that's done, I'm done. I mean, I'm hoping I have enough left over so that when we get into the midsummer, like this farm here, when I take this off in, say, last week of June, last week of May, first week of June in that area, if the weather's with us, I'm going to hammer it again with nitrogen and possibly another dousing of potash and push the shit out of it, make it grow, because I'm going to make some little bales. Tomato here, he doesn't like to make little bales. He's just like...
I like to use the 720 model making little bales.
I'm not talking about making them. I'm talking about moving them. See? He's pregnant. He doesn't like to move too much. He likes to sit in the tractor seat, but we won't pick on him too bad. But his brothers will be here this summer, and they'll be working. What the fuck is this on this tire?
I have no clue.
Is that a plug? That is a plug. That's a plug.
Well, I replaced one here. Somewhere on
Well, it doesn't matter. That's a plug. I don't know. It's not a healthy tire. Do we have another one of those tires? Up on the other spreader. There's tires up on the other spreader.
Yeah, but
Let's get some... Huh?
I think they're all flat.
Flat? Well, they can be flat. We just got to put air and some tire jacked in them. So, anyways, yeah, I want a spare tire on that. I don't care where we get it from. What's that yellow tire there? Where'd that come from?
That one came off from the drill.
That came off the drill? Okay. I'm going to have to get some tires. I got to go get some tires. 11L15s. Maybe I'll call down Champion, see if I can get a couple of them. Yeah, so they are 11L15s, right? 8-ply 11L15 SLs. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. So Mr. Tim is going to have to go... You know where Champion Tire is?
Yeah.
I'll give him a call. You can go do that. I'm going to take off with this spreader, and then I want that tire. I want 2 of them, and we're going to have to do something with this. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm thinking out loud here while he's greasing and lubing this thing up. We are putting around 150 to 160 pounds of this stuff down to the acre, which gives me what I need to grow a decent crop. My removal rates are not as high as what I'm putting on. Thank you, sir. I know that someone had said that my removal rates are way higher, but I've been doing this a long time, and you can say what you want with the Penn State and all these other Cornell universities and all these universities say. I know what happens on my farm. I don't know what happens in a test plot. You can go in those controlled situations and, you know, everything's wonderful and good. And they're all just a bunch of cheaters anyway. Those dirty bastards go out there with fertilizer in their pockets and walk through the corn rows to make it look better than what it ever was if he'd have been in, say, my field or someone else's field. But enough of me bitching about college-educated people, you know, because sometimes the best education is doing, not reading from a book. Anyways, 7530 is going to the field right now. Mr. Tim, I'm going to get those tires ordered, and you're going to go down and pick them up. I'll give you my card. Bye-bye. Thank you. See you later.